Please wake your friends up. Now, these are just some of the things that are going on today. I mentioned at the top of the hour that the world is not standing still. It's changing. But nobody wants to talk to you about what it's changing into. Nobody wants to talk about any of the players that are changing it. They'll just make it about, politics. They'll make it about personalities, but they'll never tell you that the world is truly changing, and it is about to experience profound change. And those who stand together, locked arm in arms, will win. Those who do not, or those who remain passive, will be swept up into, I believe, catastrophic change. The world is being divvied up, and that's just the way it is. And may I be so bold to suggest that while what I am going to present is a theory tonight, some of my theories, that board is one of them, have been quite accurate on where things are headed, especially, well, in the last 2 years, but in the last 6 months, it's been spooky. It's not because I'm some sort of genius. I'm the first to admit that. No, not a genius. I'm sure Jon Stewart doesn't think so anyway. Here's what the secret is. I am willing to listen to the words of influential people, world leaders, and madmen, and take them at their word. And surprise, they're doing exactly what they've promised. Before I go into where we're headed, I want to look at our record here just for the last couple of months, because it's spooky how accurate this program has been. Because you just listen to their words and you take them for what they say, you need to know exactly what we've been right on so you can share it with your friends, because the next phase is coming quickly. I believe by the fall, things are going to get dicey, and it's going to happen all in the Middle East. But it is global in its repercussions. And there are things that you must do now to educate yourself and to prepare yourself and to choose. I'll set the record straight and what I think is coming next. I want to go over a record of the last few months here in greater detail than this. And we're only going to spend a couple of minutes because I want to show you what I believe is coming, but it's important that you see what we've done here. Is it right or not? We talked about all of these things. Let's start with the economy in the last few months. Here it is. Price of gold goes up and the dollar loses value. And then I told people to protect themselves with gold for hyperinflation. I said, don't buy it as an investment. I don't. I buy it as a protection against the clearly unsustainable path that our government is on, because your dollar is going to be worth less and then eventually worthless. It ties into something else that I've warned about, the devaluation of the dollar and the rise of gold. Okay. Now, they made fun of me on gold, and they've been doing it for years now. When I first started mentioning it and they first started ridiculing me, it was at $600 an ounce. $600 an ounce. Today, it is $1,520 an ounce. Why? Because they are monetizing the debt, and our debt is out of control. They're destroying the dollar. So, yes, big check mark on that one. Here is what is coming. Inflation. Higher interest rates, higher energy prices, higher food prices. So prepare. Okay, I told you to prepare. The only thing I got wrong on that one is higher interest rates. I still get made fun of on food storage. Really? I just showed you a minute ago. The 8 main food prices gauges are up 73% in a year. You don't need me to tell you that. You look at the grocery bill every day. And energy prices? Yeah, check. Why doesn't the president care that the Democrats are on the verge of getting trounced in the elections? Because the president is about to have unstoppable power, making Congress irrelevant. Okay, making Congress irrelevant. I've been telling you for a while, Cass Sunstein is in his dream job. Regulation. I mean, who wants to create more tape? Oh, Oh, progressives do, and Cass Sunstein. The best way to subvert the Constitution is to work around it. Why do you think Constitution scholarship is what Cass Sunstein is all about? He's an expert to go around the Constitution. And let me ask you this, is that one right? Has anything major passed recently? He passed Obamacare, financial reform. What else? What is even on the horizon? Anything? We're talking about the War Powers Act now, to give the president more power. And he's already violated the War Powers Act. He doesn't care about Congress. The thing I was wrong on with this was I said Cass Sunstein was the most powerful man, but I forgot his wife. Cass Sunstein's wife is equally important. The responsibility to protect, that was her idea. She was reportedly excited when it was used for Libya. Now, you ask yourself this question, who is excited for war? Tunisia was the beginning. I think there's a chance that Tunisia is our Archduke Ferdinand moment that I've been telling you about, warning that it would start in some place that wouldn't look like anything, and most of us wouldn't understand it. I was called a lunatic for saying that, for questioning the motives behind the peace-loving protesters of the flotilla last year. Anyone in the media, are they still cheering that pure as snow Arab Spring? Are they? The answer is yes. Should they be? No. They are the madmen. I also said if Egypt fell, that was the keystone of the Middle East, and the protest would destabilize, keyword, destabilize the region and spill into Europe. Turkey, Russia, Iran, all getting cozy, trying to grab control in Europe. We warned on all of these things. And again, what is Doc Brown coming up with his DeLorean? 121 gigawatts. No time machine. All you have to do is take the words of seriously powerful people seriously, especially the ones who say they want to change the world, because they will. I told you on this program that the fall of the Soviet Union was not a fall or a collapse. It was a structured fall. It was coordinated. They all got together in the woods, and they decided what the Russian Federation would be. Then they came back, and Yeltsin gave the Duma an hour to vote and said, I got news for you. You can either be killed by the people outside because we've destroyed the country. We can either face them and you can fight for communism, or we can all go into the other room, change our uniforms, and pretend we're part of them. And we'll have fundamental transformation. And you, Mr. Colonel of the KGB, take off the uniform, put a suit on. Who knows, you could be president. And he was. I also said when Putin left, he's not leaving, he will be back again. Check, he's running again. UBL didn't make sense, I said, because we're destabilizing Pakistan. There's too many things wrong with the killing of Osama bin Laden. I said that it could make things much worse. I wondered if it was destabilization of one of the only allies we have intentionally. I just showed you the headline from China. Greece is defaulting now. Have we been telling you that now for 2 years? Check. Yes, we have. Europe stocks are down because they are all tied together. We said that would happen. Is it? Yes. Check. I told you this year that Israel was being set up. I said that the enemies of the West would attack us at the center of our faith and split us from Jerusalem. Is that happening now? The administration promised Israel wouldn't happen days before. Not going to happen. Last Monday, I said we would be doing a Restoring Courage event in Jerusalem. You cannot believe the opposition that I have come up with my own people on this one, saying, Clint, that's insane. What are you doing? Quote, nobody cares about Israel. Let me tell you something. If you don't care yet, you need to find out why. I mentioned this on Monday. 3 days later, Netanyahu is about to get on a plane and give a speech, and the president does this as he's traveling here. As he's getting on the plane, the president's giving a speech and saying the things that he said we'll never say. Return to the pre-1967 borders. I said they would attack us on our faith and split Jerusalem. Is that happening? The administration promised Israel it wouldn't happen. Is it? Things are not that hard to figure out if you're willing to think the unthinkable and know that there are madmen who only want control of the world and mold it closer to their heart's desire. Do you remember this? This is the famous Fabian window. This window shows that madmen, except in this story, in this window, it's praising these men. Madmen are stoking the flames and heating the world so they can remold it closer to their heart's desire. America, please listen to me. It is happening, and it is happening now at an accelerated rate. What happens over the summer, while most of us are on vacations, makes a difference this year. You could arrive back next year after the summer, and things could be a lot different. At least things will be rolling so fast down that hill, you won't be able to stop it. You must get your friends to pay attention. If you can accept this premise of this window, that people intentionally will heat the world up so they can remold it to their heart's desire, you can see what is coming in the world, and you can see how to stop it. Next. America, these are the spoils that everybody is playing for. This is it. These are the spoils. The world is changing. All of the power is going to change. I'm sorry, but America is going to change. The question is, will she survive? The answer is yes, if we pay attention. So who is playing? Who is sitting at the table and saying, I'm putting more chips on the table? Who is actually playing? I contend the United States is not playing. The United States is being played. These are the players at the table, the real serious players. Everybody else is a clown. You have George Soros, you have Russia, China, and Islam. These are the players of the table. And if you look at each of these players, you will see they all have cards that they are holding. And you would say, if you just looked at their cards, who's going to win?